What did he want from me? Why was he following me?
Literacy by 3 is a way of teaching literacy that we started in HISD back in August.
She covered her mouth to keep in the noise.
So the teachers and the students spent the first 5 weeks of school talking about what independent reading looks like.
What's another expectation?
What it feels like.
Should Miss Moody see anybody off task? No.
We're trying to empower our students to still enjoy learning without the teacher.
What does that say? This structure allows you to have the opportunity to meet with students in a small group setting where you can work on the different strategies and skills to make them successful readers. And during that time when I'm meeting with students at the table, all the rest of the students of the class are moving through stations.
We should see our students engaged in reading to self, reading to someone, working on words, or working on writing.
John, quickly move to your station.
We created a document called the First 25 Days of School.
The first 25 days had a very specific purpose. And that purpose was to instill what we call principled habits in our children.
And principled habits is what we want our kids to have when they're working independently so that they're not constantly interrupting the teacher.
The target instruction for that small group is right on their level. It is exactly based on assessment what those children need to move themselves forward as readers.
Very.
Then they are actually able to go and practice what they've just learned in the small group in a book that they can actually read.
If you have a just right book, you're not a frustrated reader. You can attend to what you're reading, you can comprehend what you're reading, you can even visualize what you're reading.
I've noticed a difference in my students this year. They're getting excited about their books. They're talking about their books.
Spider-Man books. I like happy ending stories. And sometimes I like to read chapter books.
After breakfast every morning, they pull out their books and they start reading. I see the little babies really wanting to read.
I want you to come in wanting to read and loving to read, because then when we get into the meat and the grit of our instruction, it makes it easier because you're willing to follow along, you're willing to be a part of that.
It really makes the classroom a community of learners.
We really are truly becoming artists, because we are listening to children read. We're getting to know them as readers, and then developing our skills, quite frankly, in understanding if this is the mistakes that a child is making and if these are the struggles that they're having, this is what we need to do to help them overcome that and move forward.